It's
Old school cartoons. You know, you've made all the decisions so far, so let me pick one to review this time.
alright, what do you have in mind?
The one where Superman beats the shite out of giant robots.
Oh, that's a good one.
Aye, it is. The Mechanical Monsters was released on November 28th, 1941, and it was only Superman's second outing with the Fleischer brothers. And of course, its main gimmick is that Superman has to face off against thieving robots, something that's become disturbingly relevant in recent years.
And so it has. Right then, let's inspect the gears of this machine and see how it works.
So after the standard Superman introduction, with added mention of X-ray vision, note it'll be relevant a wee bit later, we start with...
Just another evening in the Big Apple by the looks of things, minus, whatever that thing is.
You mean the Big Apricot? Remember, this is Metropolis, not New York. Well, the standard evil inventor lets the shadow in, and we see the full form of a 10-foot tall robot with the number 5 on its body, which dumps stolen cash into a large container. Well, this particular robot happens to be one of what appears to be an army of mechanical monsters as it deactivates for the night. Hey, that's me after a wee night on the town.
Minus the looting, one hopes.
Well, the next day, the robbery is headline news for the Daily Planet, along with an announcement for a rare jewel exhibit opening. Always a good idea in the middle of a crime wave.
Well, at least they thought to bring some extra security.
Well, it's certainly a fine collection of jewels. And it also happens that Clark Kent is here to report on the exhibit. Oh, and Lois Lane.
Lois, what are you doing here?
Oh, just getting the woman's angle on this story.
Of course, they'd send a lady to review some jewelry.
The mechanical monster! Look out!
And sure enough, a mechanical monster flies in, and the police gunfire doesn't do anything other than make it change numbers mid-cut. It happens.
Come on, you fool! You want to get trampled?
Wait, Lois is saving Clark from danger? Yeah, I mean, what's next? Hedy Lamarr invents Wi-Fi? Well, the Titanium Titan sets about stealing the jewels, while Clark goes to phone in the report. Of course, Lois, being a story-crazed old-assassinophile, heads back in and climbs into the robot's compartment.
All right, Lois. Lois! This is a job for Superman.
Right, kinda worth noting, this is the first time in any medium to feature Clark Kent using a phone booth to change into Superman. Wee bit of a cliche known, but every trope has a good origin.
Yep, can't argue with that.
Well, Superman's ready. And up, and away he goes. And he sees the robot, so he dives in and...
Oh, is this another first for Superman?
Kinda. It's the only time he uses X-ray vision in a Fleischer cartoon, and for good reason. He spots Lois and tries to break in, but the interference registers on the inventor's control panel and... Lois Lane, proving that just because you can stow away in a robot doesn't mean you should. As Superman gets tangled in some pylon cables, Lois is tipped back in, and she's brought to the inventor's lair.
The jewels. What have you done with the jewels?
What has she done? You're the one who dumped them all over Podunk Nowhere.
You'll read about it in tomorrow's paper.
Are you going to tell me what happened to those jewels?
Okay, that got a wee bit uncomfortable. Well, Superman finally gets out of his little tangle and flies off again. And good thing, because...
Don't tell me this guy is having his way with Lois. Oh, never mind, she's just hanging precariously over a vat of molten steel.
If we just back up a wee second, I especially love how when the camera pans over, you see the molds and even the bits and pieces of the mechanical monsters all over his cave. It's amazing to think that only one man is capable of doing all this with absolutely no assistance whatsoever.
Even if his reasons are a little iffy.
change your mind.
But right as Lois is being lowered, Superman somehow finds the layer and bursts in.
Superman!
So the inventor turns every last one of his machines against the Man of Steel. Oh, are they have flamethrowers too? Nothing like a wee bit of overkill, eh? The robots pound Superman into submission with their metal fists, as Lois is still lowered to her doom. But of course, Superman turns the tables on the machines and swiftly makes scrap out of them. Well, that's one way of shutting them down. The inventor tries to barricade Superman out, to no avail.
Take one more step and she's doomed.
Well, it did say take one more step.
But Superman saves Lois, so the inventor pours the molten slag on them both and...
Oh, so that's what the cape is for.
Well, it is stated in the early comics that Superman's costume is fireproof. That might have something to do with it. The inventor tries to escape by jumping to his death.
Man, the Fleischers do not kid around, do they?
But Superman stops him from offing himself and they all fly away. And later, Lois gets her headline in the paper and... Oh look, they somehow recovered the jewels from whatever bush they were dumped in earlier.
That's a wonderful story, Lois.
Thanks, Clark, but I owe it all to Superman.
And she owes quite a bit more than her story in the paper, as usual. Well, that was the Mechanical Monsters. What do you think of that, Benedict? Well, it's certainly no wonder why this is one of the most fondly remembered entries in Superman's filmography. The story really hits it out of the park and the stakes never fail to be exciting, and the animation, despite a few glaring errors, is still on par with the Fleischer's high standards, especially the animation on the machinery, robots, doors, it's all amazing. Glad you agree, Benedict. And while Lois does put herself in way too much danger, as always, it is a nice change to see her saving Clark for once. Looking back, it's no wonder it's been called back in several films and shows. Unsurprisingly, this gets a score of 11 points. For any animation or superhero fan, this cartoon is the definition of a must-watch. Don't believe us? Just check it out for yourself.
And plus, it's cathartic to see Superman punch up a bunch of thieving robots. Well, thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to like and subscribe.
I will see you next month. Until then, I'm Hammy.
And I'm Benedict, and we'll see you on the next Old School cartoon. See you later!